little shooting tip for you, and this is for guys who've got a lot of trigger time on a handgun or new shooters, either way. It's called the dime drill. You can also use a penny, you can use an empty case. So I got my Walther PDP here. It's got the factory sights on it. What I'm gonna do is take a dime, make sure the pistol's empty, no magazine, nothing in the chamber, and I'm gonna carefully balance it on the front sight. In a lot of ways, this is done better with a buddy, all right, so he can balance the dime for you, but you can do it yourself if you're careful. But I'm gonna balance the dime on the front sight, and I'm gonna bring it up, get my sight picture, and I wanna squeeze the trigger and keep it from falling off. Just like that. Now, I'm gonna do it again. So I go ahead and cock the weapon, balance it on the front sight, make sure everything's good to go, and then come on up very carefully, line up my sights, look through the sight picture, and squeeze the trigger. Works like a champ. Now, what are we doing that for? I'll tell you why. It gives you a visual reference for correct trigger control, correct trigger pull, right? Because if you can line up the sights, you're looking through your sights now, if you can line up the sights, squeeze the trigger and make the gun go click without dropping the dime, penny, or empty case, you're doing your job, all right? So it's imprinting in your brain a visual reference for proper trigger control, all right? Because one of the things we run into is humans are visual creatures, all right? The internet proves that more than anything. It's difficult to explain to anybody what things feel like when you're shooting, what proper trigger control is supposed to feel like. This is a way to put proper trigger control in a visual context, which people dial in on much, much better. Here's the other thing it does. All right, it completely debunks that wobble. All right, remember what I told you. Most people come up and they see that little bit of wobble and a little bit of shake and they're like, oh my God, their brain grossly exaggerates that wobble in your mind's eye. And what you do is you come up and go, oh my God, this is terrible. This is the end of the world. The only way I can hit the target is make the gun go bang when everything's perfectly aligned. So they end up jerking the trigger when they see the perfect sight picture. There it is, jerk. Now you saw how rock steady that dime was on my front sight, and you'll see the same thing. I came up, squeezed the trigger, the thing stayed rock steady. What's that tell you about the wobble that you're perceiving through the sights? Basically, optical illusion. It's more or less up here. Really, it's meaningless. So it proves to you in a visual way that the wobble you're seeing in the sights when you're firing the weapon is meaningless, all right? Hope you enjoyed it. This is a great drill. Whether you're an advanced shooter, you can do it strong hand, weak hand. You can do it a number of different ways. You can do it on a timer, so when you're doing the dime drill, you have to do it on a beep. Great drill, whether you're a new shooter or an advanced shooter. The dime drill, otherwise known as a penny drill or empty case drill. I do this in every class I teach. Stay safe, practice it. I guarantee you're gonna learn something. Have a good one.